Welcome to Dad's DeFi Space. I'm Kevin, and I'm so grateful you took a moment out of your day to spend it with me, your guide to all things crypto and DeFi. Now, before we begin, remember none of this is financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, just a dad who enjoys exploring the crypto and DeFi space. And if you enjoy content like this, please like and subscribe, ping that notification bell, and share this content with anyone who wants to expand their knowledge of crypto and DeFi. Also, please consider checking out our webpage, dadsdefispace.org, free educational articles on DeFi, crypto, a free course, and my community. And consider connecting with me on X, CryptoZone 1013, and Telegram, Dad DeFi 1013. Enough of the introductions. Let's get to today's video. The 10 most undervalued altcoins this market cycle. And before we begin, I want everyone to understand if your coin didn't make this list, that doesn't mean it's a bad project. It means based off of my research and my parameters, AI thought it's not undervalued right now. Now, I do think this can be a great practice to do to take emotions out of the decision-making process. Now, let's take a look into what I believe to be some of the most undervalued altcoins this market cycle. Now, I'm going to go there first. As what I think is excellent GPT, that's an altcoin research analyst. It's really good at pulling the news, sites, social and community, and it can even look on the blockchain a little bit if you really know how to talk to it. I'll mix this with my market insight, double check my own opinions, my own bias, which we all have. And what it led us to is this article that I posted on Dad's DeFi Space, link in the description. Now, before we begin, I wanted to tell a little story. A few months ago, really a year ago at this point, I jumped into some meme coin degen pools, mainly on Solana on the Orca DEX, which I've made plenty of videos on in the past. Go back and check them out. I was also investing in other small caps and other degen-like assets. And yes, I made some profits, because I always take some off the table when it's looking good. The issue is I stayed in some of those meme coin pools way too long because the yields were crazy. We were earning 1,200%, 1,500%. It was nuts. And yes, some of them I made most of my principal back. Many of them I lost all of my gains and then some, because we stayed in the pools too long and they began to lose more and more value. So the losses hurt my pride more than it hurt my pocketbook, because that's how I play this game. I'm not going to put large amounts of my portfolio into these positions. But I knew I was better than this, and I knew I needed a better system. So what I did a few weeks back, this article was published on July 7th, is I utilized AI to be my research assistant. So what we're going to do now is take a look at what I thought of my portfolio and my watch list and which ones are the most undervalued coins as of July 7th. Now, we're going to have to make a follow-up video and see how this changes over time. What I want to take a look at is just go over my process. This is Dad's DeFi Space. I have a link in the description to this article. These are some of the top 25 undervalued altcoins that I let ChatGPT review. My parameters, and remember, none of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Chat is not a financial advisor. Please do your own research, but these can be great data points to start that. Now, I called this from chaos to clarity, and I was evaluating my portfolio with data, because altcoins can feel like a minefield, right? You got to take a more data-driven approach. So first, Chat wanted to organize into narratives and sectors. I decided, with what I inputted into Chat, and Chat fed back out to me, that probably some of the most important sectors this cycle in the DeFi, AI, layer ones, of course, RWA. Now, this is not an exhaustive list. We're also going to look at stablecoin plays, memes, all kinds of stuff. So what makes an altcoin undervalued? See, an altcoin becomes undervalued when the price does not reflect the true potential of the project, right? In terms of either the adoption, the utility, or the technology itself. Now, it's not all about technology. We know this is a momentum-based market, and community and social sentiment move this space. So what are some of the key signs of an undervalued altcoin? High total value lock. That tells you that people are using the chain, whether for trading or DeFi or NFTs or gaming or AI, compute, whatever. Does that chain have an active developer community? Does it have an active social community? This sentiment leads to bullishness for projects. Also, is there any real DeFi or NFT usage? We are very bullish on some of the DeFi plays and definitely on some RWA plays. Is there narrative alignment? Now, you could have a token that meets every single one of these categories, but you also have to take a look at the market cap and the fully diluted value of the coin. If there's a huge difference between market cap and fully diluted value, those coins are going to end up at the market at some time and they could suppress the price. Now, there are tokens that they're still going to have a lot of price appreciation even when this happens. So you have to do your research and not just ape into any coin. So every coin we evaluated was based on 4 parameters that we put into ChatGPT, and that was narrative fit for the 2025 bull market, the on-chain metrics of the token, like total value lock, the growth, developer activity, wallet adoption, DeFi usage, etc. By the way, with DeFi tokens, this is really new on DeFi Llama. We looked at the tokenomics and the launch style. I had them use token unlocks for that. Fed a lot of data into chat. That's how the more data that it can get and get access to, the better output it sends out and the more reliable that is, right? So the tokenomics, was it fairly launched? Is it a VC heavy coin? So I use these 4 filters along with the fully diluted value, market cap, and a little bit of technical analysis. I curated a list out of my watch list of 25 altcoins, and they're sorted by category, undervaluation potential. Now, some of these are price related, some of these are narrative related. Some of these, it's a bigger look at the technical analysis and the momentum in the charts. So let's break this down sector by sector. And I want to start with layer ones. Okay. Now, layer 1 platforms that we're going to discuss include the Sway ecosystem. And Sway is having an exploding DeFi ecosystem. We have been over the last year farming on AlphaFi, providing liquidity on Bluefin and Cetus before it was hacked. And the total value locked is just growing. We have a big DeFi lending position on Sway Lend. Had a couple nice airdrops of that. Now, it's showing bullishness currently. Total value lock has been increasing and more trade-ins occurring on the network. We pump, sell off all of our say. I have consolidated most of our position into Injective. Like I said, I'm going to give you what I do, where my conflicts of interest are. You take all this and make your own decisions. And if you want to really see this kind of content before it comes out on YouTube, follow us on X at CryptoZone1013. We'd also love to see you on our Telegram group, link in the description. Now, to say blockchain, a lot of the social sentiment has really been up on this one, and I'm starting to see more videos and more discussion of it on crypto Twitter. But our next one is Near Protocol. It started as a steady, quiet, great activity. It was a layer 1 blockchain, speed and integration. But over this cycle, they have been pivoting into the AI narrative. We're going to have to see how this plays out. There hasn't been a whole lot of buzz about Near, but we still hold a large position in Near that we are staking. Not all of it, of course. Now, Tron would be a stablecoin play. We know Tron, although we have considered it for this one reason. This is Justin Sun's blockchain, and Tron has massive stablecoin inflows, yet it's still ignored by all those Western markets. It's the largest stablecoin network in Asia. It's high valuation right now, but that doesn't mean it still can't grow. Another one we looked at was Cardano, and don't kill me, Cardano fans, but over the last year, there has been lower sentiment on Aether. They have an extremely fervent community, which can translate into massive pumps at times. And it has an academic base and very active updates. So there's a lot of communication, especially with their pseudo leader and creator, Charles Hudson. If Aave secure more utility as how they're describing how they want to pivot into a Bitcoin layer 2 like CoreDAO or Stacks, they hugely bullish for Aave, but they have to have more utility and they more total value lock. Now, we're not going to go over these three. ETH, SO, and BNB are all overvalued right now. They are some of the, I almost consider them in their own. And then we have AVAX and Ton, which people in the crowd are bullish. I do have a nice AVAX position. I've sold out of my Ton position, but AVAX not as much hype as some of the other chains. I'm not actively accumulating and haven't been for a while, but I am holding on to my AVAX. I have also Ethereum and Solana, but everyone here should already know that. When we look at DeFi lending and stable protocols, Aave, that's in our portfolio, the DeFi OG, growing RWA and stablecoin integrations. TradFi is going to love this one. We do use it for a lot of lending, but we don't hold much of the token. This is a very blue chip DeFi play, and it's going to be around for a long time. The OGs in the yield farming and DeFi space tend to hold Aave as a strong, larger cap altcoin. Really, I consider it kind of more mid cap. Then you have a smaller map token with Maple. Maple is tokenized credit markets. This is huge for TradFi. Hopefully, they can increase their total value lock even more. Stablecoin yield utility. They have token. Well, actually, we've made more money shorting this one than accumulating this one. But as we looked at, then we looked at Arrow token. You know that we are extremely bullish on Arrow. If you follow me on X, we were kind of discussion on price targets for Arrow the other day. I'll be a lot out of my position if we hit close to $10. Let's just say that, or hit $10. Jupiter trading backbone, DEX aggregator, strong fee flows, but price action has not been amount of building going on here, and has a lot of negative social sentiment. It goes either way, in my opinion. I'm still holding my Jupe, but we did unstake our Jupe because I want to be ready to do what needs to be done if it does need to be done. We'll do this in 30 days once tokens are unstaked. Then some smaller cap ones, we have Deep, which was actually Sway Network, Moonwell Protocol, which is lending and DeFi protocol on Base and Ethereum, and Ondo Finance is a top RWA play. It's the back token. It is the BlackRock back token. It is going to be especially big as institutions flow into the crypto space. We do have a nice little Ondo bag that we are actively accumulating on dips. Now, our newest coin our next category is AI compute and infrastructure. 3 tokens are going to be Tau, Render, and Aether. Now, Aether and Render are very similar. They are AI, GPU rendering, GPU rendering, like graphics, a little bit of AI, where Aether is more AI and a little bit of graphics, but they kind of, now, Aether is a much smaller market cap. I'm very bullish on it. We've been actively accumulating this. Render, I'm just holding as of now. And if this is going to be a position that we hold, add to, or cut. Tau, one we've most recently been bullish with. It is the leading decentralized AI chain. It has a lot of momentum right now, especially with the creation of utility subnets. I've on Tau, on Dad's DeFi Space. You can go find it on there and have kind of all different subnets that you can invest into their use case. All those networks are vying for Tau tokens that they mine through how much good information they give into that AI decentralized chain. To me, sounds very bullish. There's a lot of use case for it, and some of the staking yields on this are ridiculous. And many of these tokens are bled, actually bled a lot. This is going to be something that we'll be researching in more detail over the next few weeks. And then for GameFi, I really only looked at 2 tokens, and one of them did not end on the list, and that's IMX, or Mutable X. It's an EVM layer 2 for Ethereum. It's 3 gaming infrastructure. I have not actively added to it, but if I feel like the gaming narrative is beginning to get a little more bullish, I'll probably add into this position, and I'll add into my Beam position. And then the last, but certainly not least, are meme and community tokens. Meme and utility tokens. Now, only meme token I've actively accumulated is DOGE, and we are looking at a smaller cap one that we just discovered the other day that I'm not going to mention here yet. We have a few tokens that we built on Pump.Fun when Rainbow made by my own daughter, or I had to make it. She just told me what to make. But that's just a joke. This is the main thing. No utility. But and then actually are either Solana or Ethereum plays. Popcat, we have sold off our WIF position. I have a little bit of Popcat, not much at all. Has been looking extremely bullish lately. And then, of course, the big boys. And these are probably the safest to invest in. You have DOGE, the granddaddy of all meme coins. It's a legacy brand. It's a proof of work blockchain. Is coin. And then you have Pepe, which is basically the ETH meme coin beta play. But short cycle token, right? No developer activity. It can pump. And when it pumps, it really pumps. And of course, there's smaller ones like Foxy on Linea, which has the kind of MetaMask wallet narrative, et cetera, et cetera. Now, what I would like to do now is we're going to look at the AI list, and we're going to check out which coins are the most undervalued top 10. Are you ready? And then at the end of the video, I can go into my chat and show you some of the deeper process. So in number 10, we have most undervalued altcoins on Dad's DeFi space list. That would be Render token. So Render, as we said, AI media and rendering infrastructure, it was on a massive downtrend, right? If we take a look at the chart, let's do that real fast. You can see that on the weekly chart, it has been on a downtrend since its peak. We've gotten back past our lower high here, which is sitting right at about 540. Although it has seemed a little bit bullish since the bottom when we were around $2.76. Maybe it's one we should dollar cost average, but I think this token is going to give my portfolio as much games as, say, Aether. Market cap or Tal seems to be so out, but Render token's actually making money right now. And if we go to daily chart, really what you want to do, honestly, and I want to see if I can pull this up, is you want to gauge these tokens against Bitcoin. Because if it's not like this one, not beating Bitcoin, it probably should just be in Bitcoin. And you can check different altcoins over Bitcoin and see which ones are showing strength. This one rejected at the bull market support band, not looking good on the daily and on the weekly. Kind of don't know yet, but that's the Render chart. It's looking pretty bearish. If we zoom out, we're in the bottom of the range, but pops. So I do not think I'm going to sell my Render at this point, but just the cards in the near future. Number 9 on our most undervalued altcoin list is DOGE. Now, we have been actively accumulating DOGE token. Now, DOGE token is the rune on Bitcoin. Let's see if we can pull this one up. It may be it's Coinbase derivatives, but I don't really want to pull that chart up. We can look at DOGE. DOGE token is my favorite meme coins. DOGE is on the Bitcoin network. We'll take a look at DOGE token, which is at 0.0036, and see if we can put it on a log chart and go on the monthly. We've hopefully around 0.003. We are below that right now. But if you look at on the year, the chart actually all that bad on the yearly, right? it's almost like a dog token is in a trading range. And to me, with a meme coin like this on the Bitcoin network, that's bullish. I like that. And Jenkson's undervalued. So let's move on to token number 8 is Deep. And Deep is a order book and DeFi sway network. It is much. Let's look at Deep real fast on CoinMap. All these are easy to find on TradingView, so it'll be so much easier to just pull it up on here. As you can see, this chart, we had an uptrend from fall November 2024 to January, a serious dip, a huge explosion at the bottom of the range, and then now we're kind of trading 0.11 25 cents. Not one that accumulating a lot of, but I have converted a little bit of sway into Deep based off of this being right now. Our next token is number 7, and that is the Jupiter Solana DEX Aggregator Core Token. It's a DAO token. You can stake. There's ASR incentives. The price of this token has not done very well over the last little bit of this cycle, and I can show you this in the chart. So if you bring up Jupe token, I mean, technically it sits at about a $1.6 billion market cap, but the fully diluted value is actually 3.85. I've seen worse, but that is almost a 3x difference. Now, if we take a look at Jupiter, all-time high was $1.74. We bottomed out around 34 cents. This one is very well. And we've kept a large portion of our stake. Thank God, the quarter on most of those staking rewards. It hasn't really barely kept up with the price depreciation. That's why I've unstaked. And we're going to kind of wait and see exactly what I'm going to do yet. We may start farming a little bit of this again. I'll keep you my Telegram link in the description. I keep people posted on X, Crypto Zone 1013. Check that out. And then, so Jupiter, it's hard to say. But if we can get back above about $1.25, $1.30 and break this high right here back in February, January, Jupiter could really, they are entering some like burn mechanisms, but they seem kind of a little bit on the smaller side. There's a lot of good Jupiter content on, share some of it on my profile there. But let's now take a look at number 6. Our number 6 most undervalued coin is the Sway blockchain, which is nuts because I didn't even think this one would make the list. And we bought a crap ton in the $2.50 or $2 to $3.50 range. We paid down our loan because that's how we bought such a large amount of it. This is an underrated DeFi layer 1, in my opinion. It is VC backed, and I know that turns a lot of people off, but it has performed very well this cycle, and strength begets strength. If the coin looks strong, I'm going to stay in it. But the Swag chain, we can put this one up on TradingView, and I showed you earlier. It looks awesome. This is one the next few months I hope to take a ton of profits on and rotate back into yield on those. All right, we're at our halfway point, and what was the 5th most undervalued coin in Dad's DeFi space list? Well, Tau blockchain. And Tau is a blockchain that we just started accumulating during the last dip. Tau's, again, we search AI compute, explosive potential, and their subtility narrative stuff, bullish. We are going to do some more deep research on that and try to make some more videos in the near future. All right. But before I move on to the second half of the 10 most undervalued altcoins rated by AI, I wanted to take a look. I wanted to ask you, what are your most undervalued altcoins right now? What narratives are you bullish on? Did any of yours make my list? Let me know. Comments. We're going to take a look at the 4th most underrated blockchain in this space, and that would be IMX, or Immutable X is number 4. Now, Immutable X, GameFi infrastructural play with real usage. As I said, we have a bag. I'm not actively accumulating a lot of this one, but I am considering rotating as the GameFi narrative. It tended, the last cycle, it picked up towards the end of the altcoin cycle, right at the very end. So we'll probably earmark a little bit of profits to take a look if it's going to be worth it to rotate some profits into Immutable X. But other people might be way more bullish on gaming right now. IMX is an extremely undervalued coin, in my humble opinion. Now, remember, all this data came from July 7th, so we probably should do an update video. All right. Coin number 3 is the Aerodrome DEX reward token, Aerodrome Finance, and that's the AMM, Automatic Market Maker Dominance on the Base Layer 2 blockchain created by Coinbase. Base has come out with a new wallet. They're building up Zora and their kind of social decentralized network. Like I'm trying to get a wait list there, or I am on the wait list. I'm waiting to get my code so I can join. But Aero is going to be an excellent beta play for the Base network. And I know we're not all happy with Coinbase and their data leaks and everything else and them going down when it gets really bullish. But you can't not be this kind of utility connection to Coinbase. They are a publicly traded company. I mean, there's a lot. We are bullish on Aero and believe this token will be a great proxy as the Base layer chain increases in usage. But that was the third token on our list, and it has actually shown a little bit of strength over the last couple of weeks. So that one could have a little bit down on our list as undervalued. We are still loaning out a lot of our Aero, and we've used some to pay down our loans. All right, number 2 is Maple Finance, which is a institutional credit market pioneer. Their token is Syrup. And you actually can earn the other day, the yield on Syrup USD on Camino was literally like 25 to 28%. We didn't catch any of that, but I bet you they've gone down a little with this dip in the market, but I bet they still look pretty good. I'd check them out if you're into earning some yield on your stable coins. But just as the market up, Maple or Syrup has a great opportunity to catch up to that market action in the RWA space as far as earning yield, credit markets, and earning yield on those stable coins. All right, let's look at our final and number 1 position. You can see the whole list right there. Take a picture, and that is Aave, which is crazy because Aave actually has a very, very large market cap. Look at the chart real quick. Aave is a DeFi lending protocol. It is the, as we said earlier, OG of the DeFi lending space. Safe, effective. You don't get quite as good yields there, but you do get a lot of safety. And sometimes yields are pretty good, depending. We use Aave for DeFi lending and to leverage up our positions by borrowing USD and depositing our assets. Now, in a bear market, we're going to do the exact opposite. And here in not too much longer, we'll start discussing how you and I can do that, where we can also money in a bear market. I'm excited. Now, this is very similar to like if you were futures on low and you would short the market or long the market. And we'll talk about, I have some videos on how to long the market using DeFi looping. Check those out on the channel. And here in the new future, we're going to make some about how to short the market. So Aave is above the bull market support band, which right now is about $248. Right now, the current $291. Bottom of the range was $115 recently, back on April, and been on basically a tear since then on the weekly. And if we go in on the daily, we have dip. We could easily, revisit our next 259. If we get down this range, I may consider picking up a position of Aave with some of my ETH. Don't know yet, but Aave, number 1 coin on my list per ChatGPT. Now, the final thing I wanted to look at today, and give me just a minute to do this, is I wanted to take a look at the prompts that got me to chat deep research on my portfolio, right? And I'm gonna probably make into a document and post it in my new and free right now, right? Telegram group. So here's the god. The wrong thing, excuse me. My gosh, it's not there. So hold on 1 minute, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I'm hoping this is the right one. Because if you've stayed here till the end of the video, I have a chart I think you're really gonna like if you haven't already checked it out in the article link in the description. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna go way back up to the top of my conversation. All right. Well, we are having trouble finding what we need right now. So I apologize. Once I locate, I'm converted, hopefully a usable Tron, right? On 1 second. All right. I'm going to show this to you real quick if you were willing to stay around till I figured this out. And this is going to be that I'm going to be posting into Telegram, or you can just type it in yourself. I'm all about sharing, helping others in the space. I'm going to try to so you can see the prompt if it'll let me. All right, there we go. All right, prompt is right here. And you're basically framing ChatGPT that Chat's a seasoned crypto investor and altcoin analyst. You're going to evaluate a list of altcoins based on a comprehensive valuation criteria a professional would use. For each token, you're going to provide a detailed analysis and rank them from undervalued to most overvalued using this structure. For each token, you're going to look at market cap and fully diluted value, the market cap tier, large, mid, and small cap. You input your narratives. 3, I did layer 1 DeFi, RWA, stablecoins, AI meme, depend, year to monthly, the weekly, the valuation stance, bullish, neutral, cautious, bearish. And you're going to look at key insights like recent ecosystem updates, total value lock, developer activity, DEX activity, etc. Partnerships, utility, network traction, market sentiment, funding, catalyst events, speculative risks, and overhyped signals. And then it's going to group it into narrative clusters. And I left a list of resources it can use to research. You will be able, those who are in my Telegram group, to get access to this prompt. It works excellent. You can do your own research on your own altcoin or your own portfolio. And we need more of this in this space. So that concludes the live stream today. And if you enjoyed my live stream, I would like for you to share this video with somebody who will benefit from content like this. Like and subscribe, ping that, support the channel. Check out Underdog Investment Group Weeks and Blowfin. Get some of those rewards, help support our channel and our work. Check out Dad's DeFi on X, and of course, join that private Telegram. Right at the very end, I just wanted to give a quick update on my Crystal portfolio. I thought I had it up, but I must have already closed it out. So we're going to take a quick look at Crystal Finance. I'm still in the same position. Thank you for staying with me the entire video, and I hope you are leaving a little bit smarter about either crypto or DeFi. Like and subscribe to help support the channel. Check out our webpage at dadsdefispace.org. And if you really want to consider developing your DeFi game, check out Crypto Labs Research Underdog Investment Group, the best DeFi private community in this space. And if you're interested in trading on a non-KYC exchange, check out our link from Weeks, $30,000 of USDT, or if you're not interested, maybe Blowfin or BitUnix. The links in the description are affiliates, but they do help support the channel. Again, thank you and have a grateful day. Keith.